Vimla had an interesting question, and I just wanted to share it with you because I think it's important. She says, so are you saying if I have an addiction that I can just like wish it away, like think it away? No, that's not what I'm saying. This process of releasing the ropes that bind us to a particular identity are really strong. They're really strong. I think it's dangerous to say, oh, I can just think it away. I think you have to do the work underneath it. And it's hard work, but it's possible. So when I say it's possible to get beyond that, the notion of self, that the Lisette that was so bound by so many stories. Yes, it's possible, but it took a lot of work.
And that's why shamatha is a gradual.
And shamatha is a gradual process, and it takes a long time. And this path is so lovely because as you're going along that path of shamatha, you're being imbued with all these notions of emptiness and how things have no nature of their own. So as you're going up the path of meditation, those teachings start being etched. It's like they're etched in your very being. So when you finally could get to this point, you know, the first Panchen Lama, I love him, he's like, so when you get to the point when there's no more movement, right? When you've gotten so fixed between the spaces that there's no more movement, or that you've gotten so good at being the watcher that the flow itself is one single object. Is that stillness? You know, is that shamatha? You know, and he's like, no, you know, that's just one step. That's just one step. That means you're almost there. So, I mean, that just goes to show you, it's a long process. But what I am saying is that it's possible. You know, that, I mean, we all have one addiction of one sort or another. And it binds some of us more deeply than it does others. I think the important thing to hold is that, one, we need our community, and we need people we can always turn to, right? And then we need really what Coco brought up, which is a very important point, is we need to start building an identity other than that one we've been holding so deeply. Who could you be? What is the best version of you? So as these ropes are loosening to the one that you've been holding to so tightly, that one, that best version of you, starts kind of creeping in more and more and more, you know, to where one day that could be you. You could be the best version of yourself. You could actually be living, you know, be the change you want to see for the world, where finally, you know, there's no more anger in your heart. There's no more angst. There's no more craving. There's no more delusion. And your world is a different world because of it. Because you've changed your heart. But that's a slow process. It's a gradual process. Just like shamatha, right? All of the good stuff takes effort and it takes work. But it's possible. You know, and I don't know. I guess for me it just means there's hope. You know? Like, I don't know. I've been very blessed. I didn't have any big, you know, painful things in my past. I don't, you know, haven't had the appearance of having any deep addictions. I haven't had these particular stories arise yet. They could. But I saw suffering in my world. I saw death happen before its time. saw my friends suffer and not, like, I think that's kind of my thing that's most painful, is when there's people around me that's suffering and I can't do anything to help. Oh, nothing crushes me more. Like, that's like my deep pain, you know, where I just want to be able to take it away and I can't, you know, and that's why I did 3-year retreat, you know. Could I figure out if these teachings had any veracity at all? Are they true? Are they true for women? These are all men, you know. Are they true in today's day and age when we're so addicted? See, I am addicted to the phone or whatever, you know. Like, can we still do it if our heads are so frenetic? Our lives are so frenetic. The city is so frenetic. Can we still get there? What I say is, if you can just put the city aside, put the phone aside, and decide and give yourself like time, you can get there. In fact, I believe that some of the best meditators can come from New York City, because you have to work really hard to disengage, to just have those 45 minutes, that hour. See what I mean? Like, y'all in this room have been there. Like, it takes effort to just disengage and just leave it behind so that you can sit on that cushion, versus if, like, you live in Arizona and it's already kind of quiet, you know. But I mean, if you're loud in your head, you're loud in your head no matter where you are. But I'm just saying, like, these outer manifestations, there's something about it that if you can just shut it off and get on your cushion and make that quiet space, take refuge in that quiet space in your mind, and leave the phone aside, turn it off for an hour. Hey, there's something to try, you know. You can make progress. You can make real progress, you know. Find peace in your hearts to find peace in your world. It's not that radical a notion. That's all of this is about. Make sense? Yeah? Okay. So, I don't know. I think that I actually just want to go straight into meditation. I think I've kind of said the most important things that need to be said. I told you that the first Panchen Lama was a peacemaker, and I told you how this text is an exemplification of it. But, you know, the story that he's famous for is that one day, you know, he's getting, his disciples come to him and say, listen, there's this war brewing, you've got to come. You've got to come and you've got to stop it, you know. And he says, well, are they, like, on the battleground now? No, but it's brewing. It's going to happen. It's about to happen. He says, okay, well, I'm going to go into meditation retreat. What? How can you just leave us here and go off into retreat? And he says, you know, just come get me if you need me. Okay. So he goes off into meditation retreat right as there was a war about to break out. He goes up there, he builds a stupa and really, really meditates deeply. You know. And then somebody comes for him and says, they're on the battlefield. You know. And someone today might look at that and say, well, it didn't work. You know, he went into retreat, he built a stupa, but the war's still about to happen. You know, karma is a little slower than that. You know, it doesn't always happen so quickly. So he goes out onto the battlefield in between these two entities that are about to wage war on one another. And somehow he breaks some kind of deal. He makes a deal with both sides, and then there's no war. And I always wondered, was he able to stop war because he was a master meditator, or did he become a master meditator because he wanted to stop wars? There's our difference. I don't know. Be a warrior. Stop the war in your own heart. And then you can Shall we meditate? Yeah? I'm going to find your meditation. So get into a comfortable seated position. Whatever posture your legs are most comfortable in, so that your feet don't fall asleep, your legs don't fall asleep. The most important thing is to be comfortable. If you raise the back, like set up on something, then it allows you feel this slight little tummy tuck, and that keeps your spine really, really straight. So beautiful, you'll feel it, and it also allows like your heart to open. It's perfect posture. Your shoulders will kind of slide back and down. So go ahead and close your eyes. And see if you cannot, see if you can't tap into that meditation we did at the beginning. Take yourself through that process of relaxation. This is what meditations do, they build on each other. So feel your legs soften and relax. Your shoulders and arms soften, relax. Your jaw softens and relaxes. Your face softens. Your ears melt down the sides of your head. Your eyes settle into their sockets really deeply. Relaxing. The brow, that space between the brow, expands. Settle your body there and see if you can't leave it there without moving. Leave the body completely. Imagine that your body becomes so light that it kind of just floats up into the sky. The vast blue sky, cloudless. There's blue in front of you, infinitely. There's blue sky behind you, infinitely. You can follow it as far as you want. It'll just keep going. Blue above you. Blue sky below you. And then this image of the body too is then filled with just blue sky. The use this as a metaphor for the emptiness of the mind, the sky. Nothing other than that. Brighten it, like imagine the clearest, brightest, sunniest day where that blue is just radiant. And that's all there is. You can imagine you're a point in the center of it all, or you can imagine you're the vast expanse of it. Try to see which one is most comfortable for you. And keeping that watcher state of mind, just watch as the thoughts arise and pass like wispy clouds across the expanse of the sky. They arise out of nothing. And if you watch, they just disappear into nothing. Try to get that really strongly, that watcher state of mind. And if that sense of I asserts itself, just see it as a cloud that just comes and goes. Any sounds are just clouds crossing the sky. Don't get pulled by your thoughts, remember, you're not the thinker, be the watcher. The better you get at watching those thoughts that are crossing the landscape of the sky, the more they slow down. So watch, see if you can't watch everything slow down. It's not like you're hearing sounds, it's a picture of hearing a sound crosses the sky. not like you're sitting here. It's a picture of your body sitting here. And it's not even like you're watching. Just a picture of watching. If you've been able to slow your thoughts down enough, see if you can't start catching that space between them. It's just like space between clouds. Even when they look like they're melding together, sometimes you can see that space between the front one and the back one. And if you can find that space, see then if you can't place your mind there. That suspended place between thoughts where there's no subject and there's no object. Maybe you can only place it for a second, or maybe not at all yet. It takes practice. But the longer you can stay there, the more those ropes loosen. The more that new story of the best version of you can start replacing that old one. So try once more. Try to look for that space and see if you can't slip into it. This is the place where you meet your mind face to face. Go ahead and deepen your breath. can wiggle your toes and your fingers, and when you're ready, open your eyes. A little hard, huh? It's got a little noisy here tonight too. Practice that. There's something really important there, I think. Maybe check it out for yourself. If you can't get a thought to come, sometimes when you're just for the first time looking, it's almost like stage fright, like all of a sudden not even the thoughts will come up. Go ahead and just think a random thought, like think teacup or something, and let the image arise. And then once you just get it moving, usually it'll keep flowing. Sometimes it'll flow really quickly, you know. But again, because it's not used to being looked at this way, the more attention you put on it, the more it just little by little starts slowly slowing down. Some people can find that space in between thoughts right away, and some not. Take some time. It took me a little time to find that space. That's okay. But it's that space where the sweet stuff happens, and that's the place you kind of want to hang out for a little bit, and that's where you build your stillness too. So the Alan Wallace meditations as a foundation will really help you once you find that space in between to kind of just stick your mind there and then relax into it. Brighten and then relax deeper. I think we can give everyone my email. Like if you have any questions about your meditations, I'm happy to talk with you about them, and to guide you as much as you want to be guided. I'll do my best. If you can come Saturday, please come. It's going to be fun. It's going to be different. It's going to be a totally different vibe on Saturday. Saturdays, we're going to be talking about cultivating emotional balance. I'll bring MAHAMUDRA into it just because that's what I announced it as, so I kind of have to. But mainly it's about why do these matter, you know, and how can your life improve with these practices? How can we just not learn to grasp to the emotion that's in the moment and maybe be a little happier? That's all. That's a lot, you know. If I could do just that, devote my life to helping people be a little bit happier, that would be a good thing, I think. So that's what we'll do Saturday. And Saturdays we'll do, like I said, you should wear like comfortable clothing because we'll do a little bit of yoga. You bring your mats with you. And it's not, if you've never done yoga, that's totally okay. This is kind of like lube your body up before meditation kind of yoga, you know. And if you're like a major yogi, like don't think this is your workout for the day because it's not that kind of yoga either, you know. So wear something comfortable, something you can do yoga in. If you've got a mat, bring a mat. Do we have mats here?
Lots.
Oh, we have mats here. That's really great. Okay, so if you don't want, even if you have one and don't want to bring it, they have mats here. And it'll be kind of like a little bit of talks, a lot of meditation. So the difference here is that we're going to really kind of push the meditation. We'll do, again, what Alan Wallace would do, which is like 26 minutes, 4-minute break, 26 minutes, 4-minute break, 26 minutes. So maybe for the first of you, it'll be the first time where you're actually like sitting for longer than 30 minutes, or, you know, but there's a little break in between. So that's kind of the catch is that if you're done and you don't think you could go on, you can just get up and sit outside during those 4 minutes, and you don't have to join for the next session. Or you can just stretch your legs and get ready for that very next session as it begins. I'll lead the first few, and then towards the end of the day, I'll just kind of let you guys do your own thing. Any other questions? Is there any questions before we kind of let today go? No? Did I totally blow your heads away? Like,
too many questions.
Too many questions? Okay, you can email me your questions too. How about that? I know. It was kind of a hard class. It was a mind-blowing kind of class. But that's what the first pendulum gave us. So, thank you for coming. It was a pleasure to be here with all of you. I'm just so honored to be back in this place with all of you that I love. And it'd be nice to see you Saturday. Come if you can. Thank you.
Do you want to do?
Okay, what?
Should we do a mandala and then a gala?
Sure.
Yeah. Sashi Bogi Joshing Metotram Ealing Shing Degen Badi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Wagi Drogunam Nashinam Rupasho Iram Guru Ranam Kamyatayami Geodi Geoku Sunam Yeshe Zogzokshin Sunam Yeshe Lezonwe Damba Gundito Pasho.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know, that's just a prayer we do at the end to offer the goodness that we've amassed here together by talking about these really holy, far out kinds of things, and so that the whole world may benefit. So every time you dedicate, you rejoice in the good you've done, and then you give it away. What happens? It just gets bigger. So we do that, and we just made it bigger. So thank you.